Welcome into another episode of the Power Hour. I am Steve, along with the urban station icon C Red. How you doing, Red? Joining us tonight, we got a couple of guests. One, our new guest host, who will be a hopefully regular contributor to these proceedings. We've got Rion Skills, the real deal. Can you feel it?
More than you feel.
Rion Skills is here. You may have seen him on the morning after and many places here in the independent wrestling world over the years. But tonight, our actual guest, not guest host, but actual guest, visiting dignitary, that is TRAVIS-T from the JFW podcast. We've talked about JFW on this show a few times, so we thought it would only be fair to have Travis on board for an episode, and he graciously agreed. Travis, welcome to the Power Hour.
Well, yeah, I guess I'm happy to be here. I was told I'm happy to be here, so happy
Who
to be
told
here,
you were
Steve.
happy to be here? I never told you. I mean, are you under some kind of marching order?
It's one of those things like well, you know, when you work for a company, I mean, you work for several companies, you know yourself, you got to do certain things that are apparently your responsibility, and I
see.
I guess I was strongly asked to be a team player here, and well, I'm here. Plus, Dally told me to play nice, and you know, push over for Dally.
You're not here in the interest of the camaraderie of the various podcast shows. You're here because the powers at SCW said you better go.
No, that's not true. I mean, I have no problem talking to C-Red.
See what happened here? See where this is going?
I don't.
I
don't know what is actually taking place here.
Well, let me bring you up to speed. Travis doesn't like me.
That's not true.
And tonight we're going to delve into why. Because we've done commentary together.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't even know the podcast existed until somebody told me that this guy is just railing you every week. And then I
months.
I was oblivious of the hate speak that had been happening for the longest of times. And then I went back and I listened to it, and I was like, damn. I mean, I don't even know if I've met him to be this hated, but you know, I guess it doesn't matter.
No, never met. Yeah, that's what made it special.
We eventually met, and it didn't get any better. I mean, I was hoping that maybe an olive branch, maybe we could patch things up. And then they did an episode of JFW called The Power Nap, in which it was a Weird Al Yankovic inspired spoof of us. Right down to some of the things that Red says, right down to sunglasses, which are worn on this show from time to time, and they just ran us down.
True that. Only two times in my life I wore a tie: when I graduated and when I was making fun of you for an hour straight.
1 hour of insult.
An hour. That's right. And I think I really pulled off the essence of what you are. With the
mannerisms, he was doing this, and it was pretty good. I mean, it was pretty spot on.
Yeah, threw in the goofy intro, all that.
Although I don't think Steve Doris did C Red any justice with his impersonation of the urban sensation.
Well,
I mean the fact that he's Caucasian and gigantic, notwithstanding.
He's Caucasian?
Wait,
isn't he? Maybe he might be toad.
Time out real quick.
I'll allow it. Timeout.
Okay. First, Mr. Red, I know we talk from time to time, but it's been a while. What is going on here? Is there a guy in like blackface over here talking about you? Am I so far gone from the rest of the community? There's another guy out there.
I don't think it was blackface. I think it was the lighting.
This is what I'm getting out of this.
I think it was the lighting.
Have I been so far gone from the rest of the community that people can literally just do whatever they want to do? Is it for everyone now? What has happened? What is Red? Please, what am I missing? Am I
so what you're missing is, like Steve said, they tried to make fun of the show.
They did.
No, I got that part.
But
what is happening that they feel that that's okay to do? You have a squad of people that you can go and not do.
Yes, I do. I do. So here's the thing, though. When you do
Here's the funny part.
bad imitation of me, when there are no $100 cigars, it's not me.
I thought he had a cigar of some sort.
You're not bald.
I think it was a Swisher Sweet.
It's not me. When you don't have your own line of C-Red glasses, it's not me.
That's very important.
Was there any mugs? Because I have a mug. Was any mugs?
You might have a mug, but these are from the original pimp glass all the way down to the newest water bottle. They're shot glasses. If you don't have those things, you're just a cheap imitation.
Wait, what about the mask? Because I purchased some masks not too long ago with ARC on.
Well, yeah, well, I mean, but that's a different story.
Well,
Again, so I really felt it was just more of a shot at Steve.
Oh, 100%. No, and that's exactly what it was. Like, and Steve wasn't really portraying my Steve, not this one. Was portraying more of a Z-Red. There was no C-Red. It was just, I just needed my guy to just sit there and pretend he's napping because it was the power nap hour. You gotta make sure you throw the hour in there, else you're getting it all wrong. But no, it was more of a shot at Steve just because of who he is.
So Rion, this is the thing. Your buddy there next to you has started making a lot of freaking enemies.
It's not
So you know how COVID came in and all of a sudden it was everywhere, right?
If I had said no,
no, you didn't. No, you didn't.
What would you have done if I had said no? If I had just said no,
it doesn't matter because I was going to keep the analogy going.
Okay, I do.
Okay. That is what Steve has done. Steve has attracted all of these people all over the land, and everybody hates him.
First off, that's not how COVID works. Second,
yeah, it is.
Sit there and compare this man to a pandemic threat across the globe.
As far as I know, I've never been out of the continental United States.
At this point, he's becoming an epidemic here locally.
Okay, that's fair enough. Fair enough. Okay.
I wonder if Jim Blaze is working on a vaccine of sorts or some kind of booster.
He did. It was in your eye.
Yeah, he did. He'd take my eye. That was not good. I was wearing a diaper, half a diaper on my face. I couldn't see.
So I'm just saying. I mean, again.
Now, in an effort to rein this back in, not that I don't enjoy a good reference to COVID. I mean, that's the first time for me. I want to, Travis is my guest, and I want to get to know Travis a little better. Kind of give us the history on the JFW podcast. I mean, despite the fact that I don't like you, the show is really good and it's very interesting and entertaining. So tell us a little bit about JFW, how it came to be, and where you're headed.
Well, first off, I think you and I can both agree that JFW is great just because of Dally. It's not me in any way. We know that. But back in 2017, me and my buddy Dizzle J, who's also a co-host on the show, we're talking about doing a podcast, and we both have a passion for wrestling. Now, I grew up watching independent wrestling. My cousin, you guys know him, Acid, Mike Nolan, wrestled for LWF, the Lunatic Wrestling Federation. I used to go watching those shows way back when I was a kid. And growing up, I went to go see those when he created Elite Pro Wrestling. I was a huge part of that. Actually went to the training school for a little bit and trained with Vito and Sal Tomaselli, a little bit with Jay Jensen, my cousin Mike, and all that. And after a while, obviously life gets in the way. You can't really commit as much as you want to. And when you can't really do that, and you can only go training once a week rather than the 3-4 times everyone else is, it's one of those, like, it's just like, if you can't put your heart into it, then, maybe just need to step away from it. And so I did that. But I still watched a lot of independent wrestling, New Breed Wrestling Alliance, obviously SCW, ARW Pro, but yeah, no, in 2017, we wanted to do a wrestling podcast. And so we were just focusing on like WWE, Impact Wrestling. AEW wasn't really a thing, but New Japan was going on Cody Rhodes. And then we kind of realized that we wanted to focus more on independent wrestling because there wasn't really a whole lot of independent wrestling podcasts really out there that we knew about. So we reached out to Southland Championship Wrestling. We talked to Hunter Payne, who I knew back as Balthazar during Elite Pro, and just kind of kicked off from there. And then we talked to Elite Pro, or ARW Pro. We talked to Northern Lights Wrestling, Powerhouse Wrestling, and just kind of decided that, we wanted to talk about everything from independent wrestling to mainstream wrestling. And it just realized there was just so much to talk about. We kind of wanted to split it up. We brought Dally in to kind of help with both, talk about the women's aspect. And I brought in Steve, who knows more about independent wrestling than Dizzle J. And now it's just kind of a group of 4 people who whoever's available gets together, and we just talk about whatever's going on in the wrestling world and make fun of you. So, yeah.
It's an interesting listen. I'd suggest checking it out. They do go over quite a few things. Dally is great. You do fine work as well. Doris is a heel, very clearly. Rian, do you have a question for C-Red or Travis? Because I'm going to go deal with your food real quick. That's fine. I'll be right back. This is having a special guest co-host. People don't have to listen to me talk, and I can go be COVID somewhere else.
Okay. So you said you started this in 2017, you said?
Yeah, June of 2017 is when we released our first episode. And at that time, it was mostly all mainstream wrestling because we really didn't get into the opportunity to talk to people about independent wrestling. And SCW has been a big part of the independent side of it, a lot of interactions, and got to be involved in it a lot. We did a lot of Southland roundtables where I had an opportunity to talk to wrestlers on live streams. C-Red and I actually had a conversation on one of the Southland roundtables where I was able to talk to C-Red, Ivan, Hunter, Austin Roberts. I think that's actually gave me the idea for that future Windy City panel I want to put together.
Okay. As far as the overall, well, you say 2017, how much has it changed from 2017 till now as far as the independent circuit? Not so much mainstream, but what have you seen independently that has changed, or if anything has changed at all?
Yeah, it's the only thing that I could say that really changed between 2017 and today is a lot of the younger talents that I've seen back in the day, kind of like where they're at. Like I saw Rulers of Wrestling, JPH when he was Jay Harris, when he was RK Savage. I mean, the first time I saw them was in 2017. They were a tag team together. And now you see them today, JPH, former SCW heavyweight champion, James Creed back in 2017. He was part of the modern day sharpshooters. Now today, current Genesis champion. See him going for the SCW heavyweight championship in a couple weeks. John Hudson was brand new to me. I saw him a couple times at ARW, and now he's tag team champ with Aaron Xavier. So I think from the independent aspect of it, like for me, so much it hasn't really changed, but I wasn't really ingrained into it until I got back into it in 2017. Now, obviously, like I mentioned, I went to Elite Pro. I helped set up the rings at Elite Pro. Soul Touchers. I remember seeing C-Red there with Acid Jazz and Marche Rocket doing the Soldier Boy entrances. I did a couple of the video cameras and stuff too. You guys really made it difficult for me because you moved way too much, by the way. I couldn't really keep the camera on you guys, but I was with ARW up to the year before they closed down, and then independent wrestling kind of been like it wasn't really something that I was involved in too much, just because I had no one to go to shows with. I didn't know much about any shows going around, except for New Breed Wrestling Alliance was still a thing. But yeah, no, back in 2017, when we decided to do the podcast thing, it's like, well, let's start going to indie shows. And that's where Southland Championship Wrestling came up. I found Hunter Payne again. Powerhouse Wrestling on Pontiac, I don't think is no longer there right now. ARW Pro out in Indiana. It's just, I didn't realize how many of these companies were actually out there, because all I knew is just where my cousin wrestled. You know, I think I followed more of my cousin than I did independent wrestling at that time. Then you sit there and you realize there's Crash Test Wrestling, Black Label Wrestling, Northern Lights. There's so many out there. So the growth has been amazing because I'm meeting so many new people. It's been really fun.
Oh, hey.
And the show's ruined.
And the show's ruined.
Oh, jeez.
There's another dude. Right? Oh, right. Not you. Look the other way. Over there, smoking a cigar.
That's C-Red.
Like,
See, Red, I heard him mention the soul touches. You take that.
It's ironic because it's almost like Travis. He said he followed Acid. Well, hell, you damn near followed us. You went to you mentioned New Breed. So New Breed, a lot of people don't know about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Me and Willie the Bomb, the Urban American Dream, Willie the Bomb Richardson, along with at that time the Urban Gladiator Trauma, aka now Jay Washington.
Where's Willie? Where?
We made a name in New Breed, and we didn't have to, people thought we were coming down there to take over the tag division and all of that. No, but when I say we had some great times and some great memories, which we got to get Jay back on here for. He told the natural story.
In Danville?
Yeah.
It was, yeah.
Or was it? It was Buckley.
So they did both Danville and Buckley.
All right,
yeah, I saw the Buckley ones. I saw the Buckley ones that were in the back room of the bar. I met Tracy Smothers for the first time there. And like you said, Team Damn It with Trauma and Willie. It was a different world there, man. It was a lot of fun to get down there and see that. But yeah,
quick story. Our very first time we're there.
C-Red, hold on 1 minute. Before C-Red gets on with this story.
Oh, why would you cut off your co-host, man?
Just a minute. The rules for the Power Hour drinking game are in full effect. So just remember, have your beverage ready. Okay, C-Red, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Got to get the people so they live for this drinking game, man. We got to make.
Here's the funny part. There you go. Okay.
That's what.
Wait, what's the drinking game?
Whenever
every time I say, here's the funny part.
That's two.
Oh.
You gotta take a drink.
I like how you say, "Oh, don't remember the drinking game," but you don't tell the rules of the drinking game.
We got it.
Those are for our frequent flyers. We don't have many.
Oh,
we love them all the same.
Gotcha. Okay.
So the very first time they asked us to come down, we come down, and they introduce us as we're the hitmen for whatever the brothers were calling themselves at that time. I forget.
Mm-hmm.
We go through the tag match. We clean house. Okay, we're good. We get paid. We packed up. So we know nothing about this battle royal at the end. So literally, so you know who I'm talking about, the big one, the big brother.
Yeah.
We're getting ready, like we've got our hands on our bags. We are now in street clothes. We're getting ready to come back. And he says, hey, you guys want to make some extra money? Doing what? He says, I'll pay you. And I won't put out the dollar amount, but he said, I'll pay you, blah, blah, if you guys go in there and clean out the entire ring. And we said, you're going to pay us X amount of extra dollars. Now, he already paid us for the show, but you're going to give us extra money to just, like, you've got like 20, 25 dudes in the ring and you want us to go just clean house. Really? And he said, yeah. Man, we took that money so damn fast. We put phones on the table, wallets on the table, and we hit the ring running. And when I say we just knocked everybody out. And like a lot of people don't know, Cobra started there.
Yeah, the Cobra, yeah. You remember Cell Block?
Yes, which is still wrestling every blue moon. Cell Block started there. The Twins, The Ref Twins started there. I mean, but it was just fun for us because it was like we just got paid more money to just go in, and they knew nothing. And that was the best part. They knew nothing. Just like we just went in there and just killed everybody. And we left standing at the end. We was like, we don't care about whatever this was for. We don't care, you know.
Hey, Red, Willie told me that they went in there, both y'all went in there and more or less put y'all penises on the table, slapped it, walked in there and did what y'all needed to do. Didn't even care. And then grabbed it, put it back in their pockets, and thank you very much, and walked on.
Dude, we made such an impression at Newbury that this will go into, here's the funny part. A second story, and I won't give the whole story, but they brought us in. TJ, that was his name. TJ brought us in, but could not tell anybody that we were coming in. They were having some kind of tag tournament, and we were the mystery guests, but nobody knew it. Nobody, none of the boys, none of the brothers. So he brought us into this dingy building. We're in this dingy basement, like we're kept away from everybody.
Yeah.
So the only time that people know it's us is right before we're going out. And that's because everybody is around the curtain and everything. But again, fans don't know, the teams that are out there don't know. And all you hear is that dun, 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 dun. And the place went ballistic. Like nobody could believe Team Dammit had made their return. And it was like, well, damn, why we don't get this? Why we don't get this shit in Chicago? Like, you know, and that's the part I hate about Chicago wrestling, because you can go somewhere else and they love you.
Oh yeah.
And you come back to the city and it's like,
been there, done that.
Right. You know, it's like, oh, okay. And it's like, but yeah, good memories. We got to get Jay back on.
Get Jay back on. He was a great
Newbury was one of those companies that I went to every month. They had one in Buckley. And yeah, it was weird because I mean, like, you guys were supposed to be over as, from my perspective, over as heels and stuff like that. But I mean, you're one of the most over people in that entire company while I was, you know, obviously going to the shows and stuff. Even that finisher, the odd damn, you know, I mean, it looked like you were murdering people while doing it.
Yes, fuck that finisher. You ain't gonna sit down with it.
I like it.
Now. I don't care. I'm taking it. It sucks. The hell with that. Shut up, C-Rest over there laughing. Fuck your cigar. You just brought back a memory that I didn't want to have. No. That is not fun. It is not beautiful. It's not any of those things.
I know, but that's how you find when a move gets over, when like the crowd gets into the damn, and then yeah. No, I marked out every time somebody got hit with it. It was amazing.
Sir. No. Stuff while I'm over here talking about.
So let's get back to Travis.
Let's get back to Travis.
General manager of High Voltage. I am no stranger to the position. Talk about how you got it and where you see it going. I love the product. I got a chance to work there one time. It was very inauspicious for me. Can't say I'll be going back anytime soon. I'm not sure they want me back anytime soon, but great thing, very fun.
Why wouldn't you go back? Because you challenged Pow to come up and they showed up and beat everyone up?
It's not exactly true. I didn't challenge anybody.
You 100% did challenge them. I had the Facebook post that you posted the day of saying like,
I'm here.
You said, I am here. Pow, do you even wrestle on Sundays?
That's right. I didn't know. I mean some people run on Sundays. Crash tested runs on Sundays. Not everybody runs.
Yeah, and then you have the audacity to tell me like, well, why wasn't I there? Like trying to put it on me, like this was my fault. Trying to say it was me, like you're the one that invited them to the show.
Most general managers show up for tapings. I mean, are you like an invisible, like that computer they had on Raw for a while?
You mean Terry?
Are you talking about Terry Allen?
I'm talking about Terry Allen. Terry Allen wasn't there last Saturday. No, I don't see you giving him grief.
I can't because I know what Terry Allen would
'Cause I
say about
can't.
my circumstances.
'Cause I can't.
Terry Allen would say, you wrote the checks your ass couldn't cash. Sorry, brother. So I can't appeal to the president because I know what he's going to say. I wouldn't have lasted 8 seconds in Windy City anyway. We all know this. So I don't appeal to our president for pity or any kind of help because he's going to say, you brought this on yourself. You deal with it.
I'm telling you did bring it.
Which
You
is fine.
did, absolutely. Which I like it. I told you brought it on yourself, and you're telling me I'm wrong. But if Terry says it, oh God, it's got to be the gospel.
Well, perhaps I didn't hear you or wasn't listening when you said it, but you did say that. It's a fair point.
Steve, listen, he's my boss, and I have all the respect in the world for him. But you give the guy way too much fucking like praise. I don't even know if you cuss on the show. I apologize if you can't.
He just did.
Oh.
He was dropping F-bombs. If the Rocket Pro's watching, I'm sorry.
But he's a host. I'm just a guest. I don't know where my limits are. But yeah, to go back to high voltage. Yeah, well, it was weird because obviously, if you remember, Sentinel got fired as the SCW president.
Yes.
They were trying to fill the role, and it was either down to Terry, Keist, or Sentinel to come back. But I was trying to push for an opportunity for maybe even me to be president of SCW. It's like, why the hell not? I'm a good guy. I know some stuff. Can't do any worse than Keist or Sentinel.
That's absolutely accurate. I will agree with that 100%.
But no, I didn't get a tag team to be put into the triple threat tag team match to determine the president. Terry ended up winning, which I was fine with. Because people like new, people like fresh, and realistically, like I said, can't be worse than the other two. It hasn't proven that different yet, but time will tell. And I guess the whole reason I didn't get that opportunity is because this opportunity was here. High voltage was starting to become something. They had this idea and what high voltage is, for you guys who don't know, it's basically like SCW's version of NXT, AEW Dark. Just the newer guys, the guys who are in the training facility, to get an opportunity to work more, to get on a show if they're not really getting onto the main show. And you see like VJ Price on the SCW shows. He wrestled there at High Voltage. Creed has made a couple appearances there, JPH as well, Chris Ward. So you get the other talents from the main roster. They do show up there as well, just to get them guys more work, get them more face time for the audience. It's recorded, it's put up on YouTube so people can see how they're developing. It gives them an opportunity to work on their promo skills. And I guess obviously it helps them get beat down by Pau, who's invited by somebody who has no authority to invite anybody. But
I didn't really invite him. I just said, this is where I am.
You invited them.
I didn't say, Pau, please come. That's an invite. Hey, I'm having brunch. Would you like to come? That's not exactly what I said.
You 100% challenged them to
you are
and then they showed up.
And you are putting words in my mouth. Did I tell them where I was? I did. Did I say wrestle on Sundays? That's factual. But I didn't say, hey, pal, come here.
I'm gonna pull up. I'm gonna find that post if you didn't delete it. I'm gonna find it and I'll share it.
Delete posts.
Cool, because I know it's there and it literally says in there that you want to challenge them.
I will look forward to the rebuttal.
I got time. I'll look.
Okay, Rihanna's gonna look. Rihanna help us out.
So Travis, here's the problem with this whole thing.
Yeah.
You keep poking the damn bear.
Which one? Which bear? There's several bears I've been poking so far.
Not you.
He's talking about me.
Talking about Steve.
Oh, Steve, yeah. Steve pokes everything. He's weird.
Steve keeps poking the bear.
That's not even that's
and keeps poking the bear. Yeah. Keeps poking the bear. Now he pokes the bear and takes a jar of honey and cracks it open right in front of where he's gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't think any retaliation.
Yeah.
He stood in front of the SCW crowd. And what does he do?
That's true. I did do that.
He runs everybody down. So, I mean, you're a man, Travis.
I am.
Rion's a man. Even Steve's a man. And at some point, when your manhood gets tested, you should stand up, right?
Yeah.
And I guess Steve just forgot. Hell, well, I guess he found out Saturday that even women stand up too. So,
hey, she may be a lady, but she swung that kendo stick like Babe freaking Ruth.
Hey, you ain't got to tell me I saw it. So
No.
I'm just saying. So him saying he didn't invite you don't have to say the words, I would like to invite. No. As soon as you told them when you were going to be there, where you were going to be, you more or less rolled out the red carpet and said, hey, I'm here. Come get me.
When you put it that way,
Stop.
Perhaps mistakes were made.
100%. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
100%. 100% you did that. You ruined a child's birthday party. You got my talent beat up. And then all you had, and then the biggest problem of all of it was you had to say, where was Travis-T? Why wasn't the GM there? You had to try to find the focal point to put the blame on instead of just taking responsibility for your mistakes, man.
Travis, if you feel like I've wronged you, I apologize.
You have wronged me ever since I heard about you, man.
But wait, I didn't wrong you before you started running down, though.
Well, we never got to the whole point of my issue. We never got to the beginning issue that I had with you.
Where I was going.
But let's go. Let's get it out. Let's go.
That's my next talking point. Why do you hate me?
Awesome. Okay. When did you come into SCW?
I believe it was April of 2021.
April 2020. So not even a year ago.
Correct.
You're an announcer. You're a commentator.
Yes.
You're guest host. You have SCW wrestlers who are guests on your podcast. I have been in SCW since 2017. I didn't get offered announcer roles. I didn't get offered commentating roles. When I try to set up interviews with wrestlers on my show, they don't show up. Even though I was promised an exclusive part in SCW, even though I was offered commentating, I was offered the opportunity to announce, all this stuff got passed up and given to you. And why? Why was it you over me? Well, it's because you're known more. It's because you're known more in the independent wrestling. And I'll give you that. I have no doubt that that's true. I didn't know much about you, but you weren't in the companies that I was looking at the time. You were in different companies that I haven't quite got to yet. And nothing against those companies. It's on me to find these other companies and learn more about them. And I am. Obviously, POW, whatever other ones are in, Crash Tested Wrestling and stuff like that. Working on it. But the thing is I wasn't talked about it. I wasn't told. It was just like one day I walk into SCW, boom, here's a guy who's going to do the interview for Evil Gains Evil, the exclusive interview for Evil Gains Evil. Why didn't JFW get that? I spent the last 4 years promoting SCW, solely SCW, on my podcast, doing these roundtables on my own free time. And yet they give all of my work to this guy that just happens to show up. So am I wrong to have a problem with you, Steve?
May I jump in?
Yeah, go for it, man. I know. Yeah, go for it.
I hope this makes sense for everyone that's like potentially watches this or in the sort. So if this is a work, this is an amazing work, like 100%. Like as far as everything being to the T, as far as how things have gravitated towards him more than for yourself. If this is a shoot, this is a bad shoot, only because of me being here and knowing what he's actually done to where he was able to earn his spot. Because prior to all of the wrestling scenarios, he was dealing with the place called Chicago. And like it was sports radio, I believe that's what it was. Yeah. He was going to school in order to present that. And the reason I say that is because these interns and these students showed up at Pro Championship Wrestling, which I was a part of, which I was able to not only represent as one of their secondary champions, but as their heavyweight champion. So on my way out the door, I was able to see these groups come in, as well as see him in the first tenure of Crash Tested, when I was able to be able to interview Eric Bischoff, to where the work that I did for the podcast for the morning after, we were able to get looked at for the streaming service that for an LRP network. God rest his soul.
Is it finally dead?
Who knows at this point?
We don't know.
It's not.
I know it's not. I know I'm being funny, But just as far as how everything is played out, it is live and well. It's just not in the wrestling businesses and other businesses. That's a whole nother thing in itself.
That's true.
The scenario that I have seen based off of him as far as the shoot aspect is,
and then he walks away from you. You're praising him and he walks away.
He's busy. So I get what my role is here. And I wish a lot more wrestlers knew what the roles were, but that's a whole other conversation in itself. So the idea is that knowing what he has done in the past is probably the only reason that he was able to get things in the future. Not so much your worth ethic, because based on what you were saying, it's 2017, you have been able to build your brand, which I'm assuming you consider yourself to be a brand, correct?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Based off of that alone, you have gotten a position at SCW, one of the top Southern companies around. Like, it's like, you cannot disqualify stuff that you've already done because of success that he's already accomplished somewhere else. I get the idea as far as having more, but there may be other things in play that you don't see, because that's the beauty about the internet. You can look that stuff up if you choose to. Because I've been around for a while, not as long as, everyone that you've worked with, but I've been around long enough to, see things. And if this is a work, awesome work, 100%. If this is a shoot, bad shoot, look it up. It is work. It is, and the way I look at it, if someone comes after me, I've had my foot out the door since 2015.
Yeah, you keep coming back,
but people keep bringing me back in just to, say hi. But the idea is that the work that I've seen this man put in, as well as C-Ray, because at a certain point, he was blackballed too. But, I'm sorry, was that the wrong word to use, Mr. Black Man? Yeah. Was that the wrong thing to use?
Yeah.
Okay, he was
blue ball.
That is a good.
I mean, he only has 25 grandkids. I don't think blue balls is his problem.
Not my concern. He's not having grandchildren that's making these things. That's a whole
other thing.
Separate that out. If it's a work, awesome work, I like it. If it is a shoot, bad shoot, do your research. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, do research.
That's funny. It makes sense. I certainly didn't come to SCW to take anybody's spot. Wasn't even aware of you, obviously, until I heard that you were running me down. But I have invited you to do commentary with me. I think we do well together. We've worked a couple of times. I'm hoping that continues, although they've got Mike Newman working with me, at least recently. But we'd like to have you back on commentary for sure. And, you're the general manager of SCW's, NXT brand. You are high voltage. So, you've got plenty of things going for you. You don't need to worry about little old me.
I am high voltage. Weren't you the one that says that maybe they need a better GM for high voltage?
Well, that was in the heat of the moment.
Oh, that was the heat of the moment. Gotcha,
You're an instigator, and you like to get the dander up, and you like to get in. And sometimes people like me, old guys, we get a little bitter, a little angry about you young dogs, and you're coming up and nipping at our heels, and we're old and we're ornery.
Are you that much older than me where you can say that?
Absolutely older than you.
Are you? I don't know how old you are, Steve. So
how old are you, Travis-T?
I'm 32.
Oh yeah. I got underwear older than you, son.
Well, you know what? You look young. I'm going to give you a compliment. I thought you were like maybe 35, 36 years old.
No, 51.
Are you? Gross.
35,
How much?
That is.
Nobody said 35, 36.
I appreciate that. I dye my hair. I'm not going to lie. When it goes gray, I dye that shit. I'm too busy to be old. I don't think I would look as good as you do bald. You guys do bald great. You guys are sexy bald men. I do bald, and
I'll keep this
out of the Marvel universe.
I'll keep this. Let me just say this. Nothing directly against Mike Newman. I did hear some of the commentary from Saturday night. Honestly, Travis,
Yeah.
I would, since I have ARC business now to attend to now in Southland, somebody needs to keep Steve on his toes. I would really permanently like to see you as the other half of commentary for SCW. And this is not just me blowing smoke up your nose. I have listened to the show. And again, as you said, I did do the roundtable with you, even though you never invited me solo on the show. But I would have done it because there's not a time where I won't do a damn show. Shit. Hell. But I would prefer, and I think the crowd would appreciate, and the audience could get behind Travis and Steve doing commentary.
I agree. At
SCW. Again, not taking anything away from Newman, but I think it's the way you both clash. It's almost like me and Steve.
Maybe some less tree puns though. A lot of tree puns in the last show.
Well, you know, but
what is that? What was?
Me and Steve, when we did commentary, I think like every 20 minutes there was a pun about trees and branches and twigs and leaves and shit. Roots. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, LeVar Burton is a beautiful human.
See?
Yeah. I watched The Morning After. I know you. I know privileged catfish, goddammit.
So I'm just saying.
No, and I appreciate that, C-Rad. Thank you. No, and I commentating with Steve is not a bad thing. And I'm glad you did bring up the bringing you on solo thing, because I don't know if you guys caught the interview that Daly did with Adam Cage.
Fantastic.
Right.
Fantastic.
Well, we're going to do a lot more of those. Like Daly's going to get more time to do those solo interviews, because I want her to grow more into the brand than her just being kind of like a co-host, or like in a way, without any disrespect to her, a second to me. I want her to be able to branch off and be, Daly, be herself. So she's actually going to set up some one-on-one interviews to get the career and stories of wrestlers. I know she's setting up to have Angel on soon, so that might be the next one.
That'll be great.
Yeah,
long history for her.
Yeah, so she just needs to work on it. I know she's gonna hate that I bring this up, but we just got to work more on her confidence and her ability to sit down with people and talk to them one-on-one without getting nervous. But she's getting a lot better. I mean, she's been with the podcast since I think 2019, like mid 2019. So she's had some time with us to kind of grow, and this is her first podcast. I think she's doing a lot better with it. But we do want to sit down with a C-Red, like you said, Austin Roberts. I love to do that Windy City panel thing. Whenever that happens, I don't know. But before that, to get the individual interviews with all you guys is something great. I mean, who knows? Maybe I'll ever sit down with Steve and talk about his career and whatever the hell he's been doing for the last 30 years. I would never
say no to an opportunity to talk to you guys
Well, Daly, I don't want to talk to you after this. I'm just kidding.
Very awkward if you won't talk to me.
Yeah. No, Steve, I'm warming up to you, man. I mean, I'm warming up to you, and you know what? Your buddy kind of like put it more into perspective for me. I get why SCW brought you in, because you're a face. I guess it was just like a pettiness on my end, just being like, like what the hell? I put 4 years into this company and I got overlooked. So I guess that's just on me. Maybe it's just my pettiness I have to look past.
No, I don't agree with that. I mean, if you had the time in, there should have been opportunity for you. I'm certainly glad that you have your podcast and you have high voltage, and you're certainly, when you're available. I know your schedule is busy. It has been preordained by the powers that be that your commentary. So, I mean, I certainly didn't mean to, and I'll be honest with you. You know, I'm not out to take anybody's job. That's not how I roll. I think you know me well enough at this point where that's not.
They keep throwing jobs at him.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
I learned in this business a long time ago that time is very fleeting.
Yeah.
Especially when you're not an in-ring performer and you have a limited skill set. So when they offer you opportunity, unless you physically can't do it, you take it. Doesn't matter the pay, doesn't matter the time. You take your opportunities, not just to have them, but you can learn from any opportunity. Some of the most interesting things I've seen are promotions that just kind of came and fell out of the sky that I wasn't expecting. I had a brief run in IPW for a little while, and I learned a great deal there. GPW crashed and burned in a supernova, but I learned a lot there. And Crash Tested Wrestling Original broke my goddamn heart. So I have been up and I have been down, but never seek to take anybody else's spot. Certainly not. And, you know, like I said, there are other people in our capacity that have expressed concerns about my visibility, I guess we'll call it. And, you know, again, I don't do anything I am not asked to do. I don't go and say, hey, can I work here? Although I wanted to do it at Warrior. I really want to work at Warrior Wrestling. So I asked, hey, do you have anything for me? That's really the only time I've ever asked in all the years I've done it, because Warrior Wrestling is literally 5 blocks from my house. And they have amazing cards. And my son went to the school. So I have vested interest in Marian Catholic, but Principal Steve just ain't a fan. And that's okay, because not everybody's a fan, as I'm coming to find out. The non-fans are certainly in mass.
Well, I mean, the thing is, man, you just come at people too rough.
That would seem to be so. That would seem to be so.
I mean, it's weird because I read your comment either earlier today or yesterday about how the next SCW show may be your last show.
That is, we're going to get to that. I'm going to talk a little bit about that. People have been asking me about that all the last couple of days, and I will explain myself there in just a bit. And I was given some video. I was sent a message earlier today that I will play that will not surprise anybody. You know, it will certainly speak volumes of the situation. So we'll play that in just a bit. SCW and POW, in your opinion, you know, being the general manager of High Voltage and being someone who follows the indies very closely for your podcast, who drew first blood? It's just a question.
It's really hard to answer because if I had to look at it logically, Hunter did. Just because I get why he showed up at POW. I get he was getting retaliation for what Scott Spade did to Ivan the month before. I get it.
What about what they did to C-Rad?
Yeah, because everybody
forgets that C-Rad got beat down.
Yeah, well,
first of all, it wasn't a beat down. Stop it.
It was Xavier Swoggle that did it.
I got attacked.
Xavier Swoggle. He's tiny.
And again,
evil.
Here, my whole issue is where was everybody at? Where was James Creed? Where was JPH? You know, Hunter Payne and Marco Anthony, they went off and fought Spade and Taco Man.
Xavier Swoggle.
No, because I knocked his head off all the way to the outside.
Oh, supersized Xavier Swoggle, the big one.
Yeah, there you go. But where was anybody at?
Yeah.
You know, so you know, you talk about you being petty. You know, no, I've been petty, and it wasn't until a conversation.
No.
And trust me, it's no secret. Everybody has seen it play out in the past couple of months. Hunter Payne doesn't like me. I don't like Hunter Payne.
That's fair.
It's no secret. And it goes back to Wendy C.
Mm-hmm.
But the idea of, okay, business is business. I've always been about business. So if this is strictly about business, I'm SCW. I'm SCW down. The ARC will handle whatever needs to be handled. But at some time and at some place, and Rion can contest to this, when I lose it, I lose it. When I focus on things, they become obsessive. I don't think clearly.
Watching him beat the dude up for a year.
Poor
See,
Sean Danger.
I beat somebody.
Poor Sean Danger.
I attacked somebody for a whole year.
He's 80
Why?
pounds wet. 80 pounds thrown in a river.
And and every time I see him, I you know how you get that little twitch in your eye, Yeah,
I get the twitch as well.
That's me, because I still want to hit his head off.
I'm forgiving you for that.
But
still haven't forgiven you.
No, and I get it. I mean, like I it's like you said. I mean, it's a perspective thing. You want to look at it like power through the first blow, SCW through the first blow. The thing is, what happened at SCW was it wasn't. SCW did the first invasion. POW did not invade SCW first. They did some underhanded things. They attacked some people. Wasn't right. SCW was the one that made the first initial attack towards POW. It wasn't Spade attacking SCW. It was Spade attacking Ivan. It wasn't Xavier Swag, whoever you're talking about, are attacking SCW. They're attacking C-Red.
That can't be his name.
No, it's not.
No. But no, so yeah, I want to say SCW made, they shot the first round, which is fine. I'm okay with it. I mean, it's, you have, in order to be the top dog, you gotta be the top dog. You gotta show other people you're not afraid of them. And I'm fine with that. I'm an SCW fan. I know I'm not supposed to mention it, but whatever. I'll get the phone call and bitched about it later. But when ARW Pro and SCW went up head to head, I was an ARW guy. Just because I kind of like the guys who came from ARW, John Hudson, Max Holiday, those guys, were my favorites. Now they're in SCW. Okay, well, SCW has the talent to take out POW. POW, like you said, POW doesn't show up unless, it's, my show, High Voltage, or they sneak attack JPH and cost him the championship.
That's a problem on your hands then. If they keep showing up on your show.
They showed up on my show because somebody invited them there.
Apparently I send out invitations. That's okay. Maybe I did.
There's the thing, man. Like, it wasn't even a full roster. It was a group of the trainees, man. And they got their ass handed to them. And that's your fault. You're gonna have to take responsibility for that.
So,
can I also say, I gotta ask you something, Steve, because it's been bothering me. So you got attacked at the High Voltage show, and then you went around and had your Power Hour show a couple days later with like this normal like little brown bandage on, completely fine. But then like the following Saturday, you showed up with this diaper taped to your fucking head. I'm just wondering, like, was that just for show, or what were you kind of like trying to do there?
Okay, well, there's a good answer for that.
Yeah, 100%.
When my eye was injured initially, before I had gone to the doctor, I just taped up the cut, but then I had trouble seeing.
Yeah.
So when I went to the doctor, they found that my cornea was scratched. And I could not, it was very light sensitive. So I had to have it covered. And that was a sloppy job of covering it, but it did the job. It kept me from hurting,
Gotcha.
So
Because I was a little confused by that.
Be effective.
Gotcha. Now, okay. At least there was a reason to, because I'm looking at them like,
at least you called it a diaper. Some people have called it a tampon. It was just tape.
Well, I mean, if anything, it'd be more of a maxi pad than a tampon. So whoever called it a tampon clearly doesn't know what a feminine product looks like.
Fair point.
Yeah.
Fair point. I certainly knew what it was. I certainly wasn't trying to stop any bleeding with it. I was just trying to keep the light out of my eye and keep my eye protected.
100%. But yes, no, I'm an SCW guy, but you gotta point the finger where it needs to be pointed. And yeah, I think Hunter Payne and SCW, through the first blow, whatever you want to call it, which I'm fine with. For a brief moment, I was excited to see the old Hunter Payne that I've been badgering him about to trying to see for years. I know you want to talk about Steam Hollow this past weekend and what he did in that main event. Kind of lost my interest in him for a brief moment, but I mean, Hunter Payne's he's a badass. He's a huge dude.
Hell's Cowboy.
Yeah, the Southland ass kicker. Yeah, if you want somebody to lead you, he's it. And I don't know much about Blaze. I'm just learning more about him as time's going on, but you always gotta give it to Hunter over him. So I'll give it to him over you, but definitely Hunter over him.
Fair point.
Yeah.
Travis, despite your hatred for me,
I don't hate you, man. I just don't like what
you've been a fun guest. I enjoy what you do. I like what you offer, and I like what you bring to the table. So I will be the victim of your hatred, and that's okay with me.
Stop saying hatred, man. I don't hate you. You gotta stop saying hatred.
What you're doing. Keep working hard because you do great work, and we all appreciate what you do.
Well, thank you.
Now, I'm gonna give you the option. I mean, I'd like to keep you on because we got some other business to talk about. So if you want to stick around and you want to join us in talking about some things, stay with us. Would you like to stay, or do you got things to do?
I have absolutely nothing to do.
All right, then we're gonna soldier on. I want to talk with Rion and see Red a little bit about the ARC as it pertains right now to various places we work. Crash Tested Wrestling, specifically to start with. At the last show in November, the ARC came out in full force. And high society trying to rule the roost is about to have their comeuppance. Now, Rion, you're an official at Crash Tested Wrestling right now. Miles Mercer, the Kang, Renee Van Peebles, the Queen of Mean, and your boy. They're out to take what's theirs and to right some wrongs. Does this mean you're taking off the zebra shirt and joining the ranks of the ARC?
Nope.
Because C-Red always says, you never know how many of us there are.
That's fine.
And he's usually right.
He is right, but I'm good. They don't need me. I'm good. I'm good. I'm 3, 5, and 10. I'm good doing that. I'm 3, 5, and 10. That's all I need to do. Count that out. I'm fine. I don't miss getting beat up. Don't miss it. I'm good. They have a young roster that loves to take punishment. I'm good. You can go beat up everybody over there. Have fun with that. You don't need me. They got more than enough. They can bring way more in there. I'm good.
C-Red, the ARC is really branching out.
Of course.
They've been around a while, and they were limited for at least a little bit. They weren't working everywhere, but now I can count 4 promotions where the ARC is wreaking havoc. Tell us a little bit about your plans for ARC 22.
Why?
Problem is, I have no backup for that. I mean, we have no
really,
follow-up questions, Your Honor.
Have you not learned anything from this past football season? I'm not going to give you my game plan. That's ridiculous.
Fair.
Again, when you want it in perspective, I'll give it to you this way. You brought up the last Crash Tested Wrestling show, right?
Yes.
Where that old guy,
Rage.
Granny Man.
Rage.
He thought
your friend, 30 years.
And you see what I do to friends.
Yes, I do.
You want me to
every week.
You want me to join them?
Well, I'm just saying.
I'm good.
So I'm just saying, now all I told you, and I did kind of give the game plan away because I said there would be consequences.
There are always consequences.
So Rage found out about the consequences, right?
Yes.
So, and old promotions, new promotions, promotions that ain't even started, and ones that we're gonna lay to rest. It's consequences. Now, you've got somebody sitting next to you, and hey, it's all good.
What does that mean?
He can tell you, I've got contracts, I've got business, and I've got money. So as the old saying goes that I love to use, money talks, bullshit runs the marathon.
I like to run.
So like I said, you never know. It could be a bomb, it could be a fist. Can you feel it? You never know.
That's you.
Wow. I didn't drop any names. That's you making assumptions.
I am making assumptions, and let's bring that right over into Travis's neck of the woods, SCW, because you and the Kang have been on a bit of a roll, even though it didn't work out for you this past Saturday night. There are some ARC members that have gold on them in SCW. I'm wondering what that means for the landscape of that promotion.
Steve, there you go, making assumptions.
It's not an assumption. I'm just telling you the facts.
And Travis can now see why there's so much hostility.
These are the facts. Undisputed.
You're constantly stirring the pot.
Stirring. It's just observation.
Understand, evil gains evil, right?
Evil gains Knievel. Not evil gains evil. Knievel. Evil Knievel gains Knievel.
Well, if you know their name, why are you calling them ARC?
Because of their past.
Steve, have you seen me come out with them?
I have not seen you come out with them, but
have you seen me accompany John Hudson?
No.
Have you seen me come out with the evil genius?
No.
Have you seen me come out with the beautiful angel?
No.
Then why are you making these connections, Steve? Are they our friends? Yes. Are they our associates? Yes. Do we have a history? Yes. Do we have mad respect and love for them? Yes. But let them do what they do and let them dominate.
Okay.
But understand, when the ARC time is right, consequences will be paid.
That's great. And you've cleared it up without question. I just want to say this. I have heard more than once that once you're in the ARC, you're always in the ARC. Aaron Xavier and John Hudson were part of the original lineup of the ARC. So it would stand to reason you're all there. ARC.
Steve, here's the best way to put it, Steve. Your third co-host, correct? He just told you he's happy, right? And he's ARC. But I don't see you saying that I'm walking the ref to the ring, or me and the ref are in the back. Matter of fact, he refereed the match.
That's not a good thing, so you're not helping.
I mean, he had to watch somebody that he cares for, and had to watch them get beat down and put out to pasture. Has anybody heard from him? Anybody got the phone number to the old folks home?
Okay. But again, 2022, things are looking pretty bright for action, reaction, consequences. ARC versus everyone, I believe, is what I keep reading on social media.
Versus everyone. And again, Steve, I would really hate really hate. That you keep stirring this pot, and then that line between us and you keeps getting thinner and thinner and thinner.
Have been working out.
Not like your waistline. Not your waistline. So I'm just saying. I wouldn't want you to fall victim to consequences.
Me? What I ever do? I'm your partner, for Christ's sake. Why would you want to put my hands on me?
I wouldn't put my hands on you, Steve. I wouldn't.
People to do. Would you put your hands on me?
No.
So he's sitting right next to you. He's gonna break bread with you tonight. You're gonna hold hands the week of Martin Luther King's birthday, sing Kumbaya, lift every voice and sing. So you're good, Steve. So let's keep it that way. Let's keep it that way.
I get it. That's a public service announcement, and I appreciate it. Okay, moving on. Rion Skills is here. Rocket Pro Wrestling. Are you an idol or a coyote? Because it seems like you can't be anything in RPW unless you pick a team.
That's not true.
Don't be an idol, Rion.
Okay.
Nobody likes flash hairs.
Okay.
That's totally wrong.
I'm sorry. I'm misspeaking. It's not the idols. It's Marche's idols.
First of all, but don't say that either. But second of all, don't say nobody likes flash hairs. The real deal has much history with Flash.
I've had much history with the Isles too. I've been fighting them since the existence of Rocket Pro.
And sometimes, if you can't beat them.
Oh my God, he's right. Gunner Brave joined the idols. Marche Rocket's an idol.
Once again, they don't need me.
Rion Skills, are you going to be an idol?
I think they're good. I think they're good.
So we've got the idols and coyotes. They're going to be running amok at Cupid Carnage. I keep leaving the Morris Day ticket for C Red to come out and get his boy, because Old Victim Cookies has issued an open challenge.
I know we talked Saturday. We were together. We talked.
What's up with that? Are you going to challenge Marche Rocket for the RPW title?
No,
he's not. He's not.
Good.
He's not.
Travis, are you coming to Rocket Pro? Are you gonna challenge Marche Rocket for the RPW title?
You know what? I wouldn't turn down an opportunity for a championship. I mean, I won't win. I haven't really wrestled in a ring, in 12 years, but why not?
Hey, it feels the same. I'll tell you right now, it feels the same. You ain't missing much. It feels the same.
When I went to the SW training school, probably about maybe 9 months ago, the old one before they moved into the new facility, first time stepping in the ring in, like I said, 9 years. I'm like, let me try taking a bump. And I was like, you know what? Hey, Hunter, shoulder tackle me, which is probably the dumbest thing ever because I've been calling him a geriatric for like 2 years. Yeah. So he finally had an opportunity to shoulder tackle me. It hurt.
When Hunter takes those hands like this and whacks you in the chest, I'm not a big fan of that.
Oh, I had him over him chop me once too. Yeah, two of the hardest chops I've ever gotten in my life, Hunter Payne and Acid, were they're brutal. Like I would never do it again.
Hands down, the worst chopper in history. I have nightmares about the chops I've taken from Marche Rocket. It's not very good.
I've had an opportunity to say hi to Marche. I've never actually had a conversation with Marche Rocket.
Well, why don't you ask him to come on JFW? Marche Rocket is a very easy human to communicate with. He's very gracious. I mean, when he's not at Rocket Pro, he's very gracious. When he's at Rocket Pro, he's an ass.
No, hold up, stop, kill it, no. Time out, flag on the play. Marche is a genuine person, Travis.
For the most part, he's fantastic.
And even right now, as we are having this conversation amongst men right now, he is competing at the highest level that anyone can compete. Even if you saw what he did to Crimson last week, how he decimated him, beat him from pillar to post, and had Crimson looking up at the lights for the 1, 2, 3. Again, Marche Rocket is all day. So Steve, stop with the victim cookies. He is the best Rocket Pro has. He is the best Rocket Pro has ever had. He is the best that they ever will have. Not Logan, not Grin, not the guy from last week, the Tulip, nobody.
How dare you speak that way of Christian
It's
Rose?
all day Marche.
Man, old evil is gonna have himself a victim cookies party with that briefcase. I'm telling you.
Yeah, up his nose.
Flowers, he is. I'm surprised he didn't say Lily.
I get it.
Surprised he didn't say old Lily as well. I'm not. That's just see red though. We've also got at Cupid Carnage, we've got the unsanctioned Gunner Brave Brooks Burnham match. They have signed it as a special attraction. There has never been blood at Rocket Pro unless it was inadvertent to this point.
This is true.
There will be blood in this match because I heard Gunner Brave talk about thumbtacks, and I have never seen thumbtacks in a match that didn't draw blood. Rion Skills, what are your thoughts on such chicanery in a house of God?
Not my concern. Not my concern. They do what they want. I'm good.
I mean, don't you think it's apropos?
I mean, Victim Cookie Jr. versus the Coyotes. Yes, it's
no, that the Coyotes should pray. They're at church. They should pray before, they get led to the slaughter.
Man, we're gonna have Brooks Byrne on this show to refute that statement, but that is in the future. This Friday night, Chicago style wrestling returns to Franklin Park, and I thought I'd give you guys a brief overview of some of the festivities we will have at this big return. As it stands right now, I have still not been renewed as general manager there, so I guess.
And why would they?
Why
What?
Why would they?
I don't know.
Why?
I was at the season finale and I wasn't impressed.
You better stop right there. I had 200 people chanting your name.
I mean, Steve, I am C-Red now.
They'd have thought he was on Ben if I didn't tell him who it was.
So, I mean, don't act like, I wasn't signing autographs and taking pictures before you started that little chant.
This is true. It was a great night for Windy City Pro. It was an honor to watch that induction and see all of those historic figures in the ring. It really brought chills to you. But we moved on, and now we have the season premiere. The feature attraction is Blanco Loco of the International Superstars taking on new champion Joey Jet Avalon in his first title defense since defeating the Filth King.
Nice.
Travis, are you familiar with these men?
Oh God, no, I'm not. Tell me about him though. I'm interested.
Okay. Joey Avalon, he and I don't have the greatest of relationships. I mean, I don't have great relationships with anybody. You've made that painfully obvious, especially tonight.
I've seen it. Yeah.
He has been all over the United States and places outside the States. He has held championships everywhere. I was looking at his logged miles in the calendar year of 2021, and he and Sierra were everywhere. I assume you know who Sierra is.
Evil Sierra? Yeah.
Evil Sierra. She will also be at CSW taking on Dream Girl Ellie, the other half of the International Superstars. Now, it's no coincidence that Blanco's fighting Avalon, Ellie's fighting Sierra. Gee, I wonder what could happen. So there's that.
Hey, Travis.
Yes.
And you know how those two matches happened?
How'd they happen?
It wasn't because Steve booked them.
I wasn't there, so I don't know.
Well, fair point. I mean, Blanco Loco got the matchup against Joey Avalon because he won the Ring of Destiny opportunity and beat 10 men, including Marche Rocket, to get a shot at the first title defense of 2022. So that's how that happened. And Sierra and Ellie have history. They have animosity and they're fighting. So that should be a pretty entertaining match. You've got Sabin Gage and Steve Boz and a mystery partner taking on Hades X1X, the Monster Cypher, and CSW Women's Champion Heather Reckless. Are you familiar, Travis, with any of these humans?
Steve Boz, I've heard of. I know I've heard a lot of stories of his training and stuff from back in the day. Hades doesn't sound familiar, but I might be confusing him with a different Hades I know.
Well, there was Jason Hades once upon a time, very big.
That's who I know. That's who I know. Jason
Hades went through some kind of issue, and we have Hades X1X. He is a monstrous unit that used to be Jason Hades, the artist formerly known.
Gotcha.
He is a thorn in the general manager's side, that's for sure. So if I am replaced, that general manager is going to have his hands full with the Metro Division champion Hades. So we've got that match. That should be very interesting. We've got a 4-man tag team match for the tag team titles. CNC, my boys that I hate, that choke slam me to hell. Take on
everybody.
Take on Big Mood. That would be Mateo Valentine and Jack Moody, Shane Boucher and Jay Marston, an up-and-coming young tag team, and the debut of the tandem, the Dope Kings, Nick Brubaker and CJ Esparza. I know, Travis, that you are familiar with Brubaker. Brubaker in the independent scene has been everywhere and has done amazing things.
Mm-hmm.
And when the overdriver is hit, nobody's kicking out. So they are now a tag team, and the deck is stacked against CNC, Rion.
Agreed.
The deck is stacked. Plus, we've got lots of other
new tag champs.
You think they're going to be Red? If you're a betting man, who you putting the money on?
Dope Kings.
Dope Kings. Well, that's the first vote for the Dope Kings. It's going to be tough for Chris and Cody to come over top. But one of the most interesting matches on the card to me is the now singles performer TJ Steele, former member of. It was he and Steve Boz, the Bruise Brothers. Is taking on the legend, the living legend that is the Ice Pick Vic Capri. If TJ Steele wants in the title picture to get a shot at the title road goes through Vic Capri.
I don't like that. I hadn't been in the ring with Capri. I don't know.
Vic is fierce.
Oof.
Vic, did you see what he went through this past weekend?
Yeah, Vic adjusted my tie once and almost popped my head off of my shoulders.
You think he'd be slowing down? That's not the case. He's just finding new gears.
He was on AEW, and now people are finally like,
oh, he's pretty good.
Oh,
he's been good.
He's been good for.
He's been good.
Man, do you remember that? Great. Remember that last PCW show?
Oh, when he got thrown from the
29 tables stacked one on top of the other, and Heisman threw him through 29 tables. 2014, yep. Yeah. In the December show, the last one was Steamboat.
Yeah.
Now, when I tell this story, Vic always calls me and says, Steve, it was only 3 tables. But every year I tell this story, I add a table.
I giggle whenever.
Because it was so damn impressive.
It's only 3. It
was only 3, but to me on commentary where I was sitting, there were 20. Actually, there were 30 tables. I might have miscounted. There might have been 30 tables. So if you're in Chicago, the greater Chicago metropolitan area, come on out to Franklin Park. CSW presents season premiere. Also, your boy's going to be there.
I know.
Marcia going to have his hands full against the dragon of the Pacific, Solomon Tupu.
You think?
I do think that is what you call an old school Hoss match, right, Rion?
Agreed.
Again, he is all day. So, do you think he is not ready? Do you think he is not prepared? Again, he can throw those hands. He can technically wrestle. So, whatever your Hoss want to bring, See, even your dog agrees.
You were wondering who let the dogs out. It was me.
So come on now.
Probably here.
Marche Rocket.
So like I said, CSW this Friday night should be a great show. We're going to get out of here pretty quick, but I want to circle back to what we were talking about a little bit earlier.
What, you burning the food?
What?
You burning the food?
No, I gave him a fine meal for coming here and sitting in as our guest host. And I enjoyed having Rian as part of this team. You and Rian, like I suspected, great chemistry. So I would like to see
Stouffer's TV dinners does not count as a meal.
These were pigs in a blanket, man.
We're pigs in a blanket.
First class, man. And not bagel dogs either. I know, don't get it twisted.
I didn't ask questions. Food show.
Wait, what kind of hot dogs were they?
I don't know. They're gone now. I don't know.
Yeah, boxes have been thrown away. I didn't roll them myself, but I did cook them.
You didn't roll, so they were just frozen.
They were frozen. Yes.
Oh, geez.
If
you ever want to make a good homemade pigs in blanket, get Hebrew National beef hot dogs. Best hot dog ever.
Well, there you go. Not a sponsor of this show, but hey,
no, not one day. Hebrew National is blessed by rabbis. Perfect.
Very nice.
The least anti-Semitic hot dog on the planet.
True that. Even says it right there in the little right next to it, like 100% real beef. Not cooked in ovens. Swear to God.
Anywho, circling the wagons back to something that Travis brought up earlier. I had made a post today, unlike the post inviting Powell to
I was looking that up and then
you would get caught up in the pigs in a blanket. About the 29th, maybe my last stand at SCW. This past Saturday, I was instructed by Terry Allen to start the show by obtaining the SCW championship belt. Call out Scott Spade. He'll be there. He's in action. He's going to give you the belt. And so I did. I did what the boss instructed me to do. And the boss has been very clear. Hands off. Be professional. Got in the ring, called him out, asked for the belt. He gave me the belt, but his liaison, Mistress Misery, gave me a kendo stick chop to the back, which I'm still suffering.
That's what that is.
That's exactly right.
Okay, all right.
See, they're you got the 3 POW guys in the ring against the one guy, and the girl comes up behind me. I don't even know she's there, and she whacks me in the back with the kendo stick.
Yeah, see if that works or not.
Yeah, there it is. There's the whack right there. I'm oblivious to what's going on. Now,
just went that quick. That's a blur on that.
That's she. Like I said, she racked it up like she was Babe.
Whoa.
She was calling her shot at Fenway.
Geez.
Yeah, it was not pleasant. It still hurts. The point is, everybody knew that I was going to be in the ring with Scott Spade. I didn't know I was going to be in the ring with Cody James and Tiny. And I didn't even know Mistress Misery was a thing. So there I am for the first 10 minutes. Yeah, that's me being in pain. And that's me on the floor. Yeah, that's not me recasting the Michael Jackson Thriller cover. Although there's stunning similarities there.
Very much so. Very much so.
I was in that ring for 10 minutes. And it took her 5 minutes to sneak to the ring and get in the ring while the crowd is chanting, "Look out behind you," but I'm focused on Spade and I didn't hear it. 15 minutes of time where any one of 20 SCW athletes could have seen what was going on and come out and provided me some assistance. The referees could have come out and provided me some assistance. I was left on an island to twist in the wind, and I was basically fed to Powell. I was fed to him. They said, "Here, take him." So I'm not happy about it. And Travis, I don't think I'm being petulant here.
No,
I don't think I'm being petulant. I took my ass kicking in moments like a man, and I got hit with everything from a bat to a crutch.
Right.
And you know what? It is what it is. It comes with the territory.
Yeah. Oh, I found that post, by the way, where you challenged them at high voltage. So
you found it. That'll be
100%
coming
did.
out later, and Travis will have a laugh, and it's
I
okay.
really did.
He's done his work. He did the work to find
Did
it,
the
so
work.
he
Right.
gets the kudos for proving me wrong yet again. Well done. So
You're not wrong, Steve. 100%. I don't agree with the fact that you're left out there. But yeah, honestly, no disrespect to you in any way, but you shouldn't have gone out there by yourself to begin with.
I agree.
that's a
I
fair
don't.
point.
And again, no disrespect to Terry, SCW president, and all that, but it's not your responsibility to get his belt back. I mean, you're a ring announcer, you're a commentator, you have trained. I'm going to give you that. You have won a battle royal at Hollowmania back in October at Steam Hollow.
I
So you
think
have some
I
rings
think
there.
winning. I think the term winning there is a loose adjective. I mean,
Listen, man,
I happened
when
to
you-
be there at the end.
when you look at the record book, it shows a winner, and that's you up there. I'm going to give you credit for that. You
Win that
won.
Battle Royal.
You eliminated
Red
people
was in the
too.
Battle Royal.
That's all.
See red on the soap, and there was
I
soap.
saw.
There was soap in the Battle Royal.
I saw the photo.
I almost killed the soap.
But not to be a conspiracy theorist on anything. And nothing again, like I don't know if this is gonna jeopardize my job or whatever. But a lot of weird things have been happening since Terry kind of been around. You know, I mean, when we think about it, I mean, he had that handshake agreement with Powell to make that match that Spade eventually did win. I don't understand the
Shake
stripping of
hands
the
with
title.
cosplay, Chris. It doesn't really mean anything. Apparently, it doesn't.
Yeah, I don't understand the whole, you know, like stripping of the title, whatever. I mean, that's the decision he made. He's fine. He's president. He's entitled to do it. But he sent you out into the ring to grab a belt without any backup. And when you get beat down, no one comes out to help you. Now,
Don't this sound familiar?
it makes no sense why something like that would happen. I mean, you could send Hunter out there for the belt. You could send a referee out there for a belt. You could send anybody who is not a commentator or announcer out to the ring to get the belt. So I don't know if maybe Terry doesn't like you. I don't know if you're just, you know, the scapegoat for, you know, this whole situation. But it just seems like there's more to it than just, you know, you were attacked and no one came to help you. There has to be a reason for it.
That's a good point. And Travis, your instincts serve you well. And I posted earlier in the week about how I was, you know, you respect. C-Red, what are your thoughts on that attack? Just out of curiosity. When I got hit with a kendo stick.
Welcome to my world. I mean, you're crying now. Oh, nobody came to, but you just stated earlier, I was the very first.
Hey, check it out. You can't see this, but the battery even came up on the thing here. So he ran to go get it with plug.
Oh, hey.
Are you
No, I'm not telling anything. No, I have not. You can't see it, but there's a little thing over here. I told him it's gonna go to sleep soon if you don't find plug. So he's scrambling around here trying to get out where plug gonna go. So it's
I'm going.
Travis, would I have this problem with you?
All right. That's all right. We're gonna be all right.
No.
Change our vantage points, Larry.
Luckily, all my equipment is put
We're
through
gonna change our
outlets,
vantage
so I don't have to worry about it.
That work?
Hey, all right, good. That's good. That counts. I'll just scooch.
All right, come back. We're
Okay,
good.
all
We're
right,
good.
Okay.
Come
all
back.
right,
Come
all right.
back. All right.
Again, so before the battery almost died. Again, now you see my point.
Mhm.
Again, with the entire SCW locker room in the back, what would they do? You mean to tell me? So, yes, Scott Spade and the two Latinos, I'll be even politically correct, came in the back door. They didn't attack Hunter. They didn't attack Marco. They didn't attack the Evil Genius. They didn't attack John Hudson, they attacked me. Now, yes, Hunter comes out, Marco comes out. Okay, but what was the entire locker room?
Yeah.
Where were the, the people, where was at that time JPH was the champ? Where was he at? Probably at the food bar stuffing his mouth.
Oh, that's not what I was going to say, but that's fine. That's fine.
Where was the Genesis champ? Probably staring his girl in the face, making goo-goo eyes.
Come on, be nice to Emily Creed. She's a national treasure.
Not when there's a fight breaking out.
Well, that's a fair point.
See, that's the problem, Steve.
He didn't come help me either. Nobody came to help me.
You're making excuses. Facts are facts. Again, nobody came to help you. And nobody came to help me. But
could it be because of the way that things have been said that you guys got beat up?
First of all, I didn't get beat up. I threw hands. But the problem is, again,
how could I throw hands? I got hit from behind. I didn't even know it was coming.
You got hit like, I don't know. It's that whole consequence thing you keep bringing up. Like I'm thinking too much. I'll just let it ride.
When I posted on the beginning of the week, obviously it was dog pile on the rabbit. Everybody said I deserved it. And, maybe they're right. I'm not going to, Travis has made some compelling arguments here tonight. I'm not going to deny his opinion without being some accuracy. But
see real quick. All right, it's not, you didn't deserve that. Yes, you run your mouth in a negative way towards a lot of people that, it's probably going to get your ass kicked. But, you didn't deserve to be attacked from behind with a kendo stick for just doing what you were asked to do as part of your job. Like, I'm not going to say you deserve that. I'll be a nice guy about it and say at least that part of it. Like, maybe people don't like what I say sometimes. But that's why I don't step in rings, because I can't do the shit that other people do. Keyboard warrior stuff, right? That's what I am. But hey, at least you're man enough to step in the ring and do this stuff because you're asked to do it. You didn't expect to be attacked from behind. You expected professionalism. Now I don't know why you expect that. That's kind of dumb on your part.
That is kind of dumb on my part, as I've become painfully aware over the last 72 hours.
Of all the things that have been happening in your body, like, hey, I'm going to walk into this ring. They're going to hand me this title generously, and we're going to part ways and have a good show.
Here's why I thought that would go okay.
Please tell us, please.
Harry Allen assured me that I was perfectly safe.
But Harry Allen wasn't there.
That is correct.
So it's like, how would he know? That's the stuff that's confusing. And it's like, and it goes back to what Steve Red said earlier about his attack. Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead, man.
You go first here. I have a rebuttal, but you go first.
I got a question.
Oh boy.
After the ass kicking you got, and you didn't see that coming, you mean to tell me you stepped into the ring and your head wasn't on the swivel?
There were 3 people right in front.
Your head still should have been on a swivel. Take the glasses off.
Oh.
Understand, the difference is when I got attacked, there was no talk. There was no nothing. It just came. Okay, we got to throw hands. But you did this. They came, they saw, they kicked your ass.
Listen, I resent that. At no point in the proceedings did I do hand puppets.
You might, but you ran your mouth. You ran your mouth. and then you gave them the key to the Golden City, say, here I am, this is where I'll be, here's the time and place, come visit me, Jimmy Blaze, you suck, Jimmy Blaze, oh, you're old fart, Jimmy Blaze, and what happened? Boop. So you mean to tell me you didn't have your head on a swivel? When you go outside to, first of all, do I need to call my nephew?
Man, club in his hand.
Because my nephew, if he has not taught you anything, he has taught you one thing, Steve, that you should never forget. Always check your surroundings.
All right.
So
I
understand your pain, but you get no sympathy from me. Because even you, see, the difference is I was not there during that time.
That's true. You were not.
But your ass was sitting right there, and even you didn't get up.
Now, wait. I contest this, and I told you before why that didn't happen, because you were beaten on the other side of the ring, and I never saw it.
Steve, I was right in front of you. I was right in front of me. Okay. I suggest you watch the footage back.
We'll watch the footage.
I was right in front of you.
Footage now.
If I'd have been privy to what was going on, I'm calling in-ring match.
Steve, they ran right past you.
Well, I saw them at that.
Damn!
We have no monitors. There are no monitors. Only Rocket Pro has monitors.
Hey, I'm just going off what I know, man. I just go.
Then he really needs to take.
Pro, I can't see in the goddamn bar.
Then he really needs to take the damn sunglasses off. Just saying.
All right. So
no, Rion had a point. So let Rion.
Special guest co-host, contributor extraordinaire to the Power Hour, Rion Skills, the real deal. Can you feel it? What's your point?
I'm gonna say back in 2013, 2014, I was the heavyweight champion for PCW, and I walked into Anarchy Pro on unwanted territory and had to wrestle against Max Holiday, who was a champion at that time over in Berg. And that was hostile. It was so bad that when I had the championship, I had to put it outside, and I had another guy hold on to it until we came out to the match itself, because I didn't know exactly what's going to happen over there. And the person that I was wrestling at the time was one of my best friends. Like, I knew what was like, but I also knew that from competitive aspect, I knew I was going into
Jared Priest.
Yes, we're going to go with Jared Priest and go with that. But I also know that I'm going into unwanted territory, a hostile environment. Can't trust nobody. Even if the person in front of me is one of my best friends, I know what the environment is, and I had to treat it as such. I made a bad move. You should have been able to look around you and see what was going on.
I'm experiencing a lot of these things for the first time, and I'm learning as I go. So I will certainly keep my head on a swivel moving forward.
You should feel that on your back, like you should.
I feel it. I feel it on my back. I have a blue stripe on my back.
But you know what, Steve? At least it's not yellow, and I respect you for that.
I think that was an underhanded comment, but I take it. Anyway.
No. You know what it means by a yellow streak on your back.
I do.
And I respect for the fact at least you did it. It was dumb to do. Like, there was not one intelligent aspect to what you're doing. But at least I respect you for doing it.
I dressed myself that day. That was anyway. That's neither here nor there.
Yeah, you still wore sunglasses indoors.
I say here nor there. You drink.
Already did it.
Yep. So I got razzed by POW fans, by POW employees, by POW management, Jimmy Blaze, Scott Spade. They all took shots at me on social media, calling me a keyboard warrior. Just for the record, you know, I do talk a lot on social media. There's no doubt about that. It's well documented, but I don't run. You know, I will take my beatings as they come. So
you do that well.
I feel that the keyboard warrior accusation is bullshit.
Agreed.
So that's what I have to say about that. That bothered me more than anything until Hunter Payne stepped up to the plate. And rather than defend me, he said, don't be so emotional. Don't be so emotional. Callous up. A few years ago, another well-established vet told me to callous up. And I learned a very important lesson. This is different. I have worked hard at SCW, doing multiple jobs, doing multiple things, depriving Travis of opportunity, which I apologize for.
Thank you. That's all I wanted.
Every show, I come there to be the best I can be at whatever they ask me to do. Terry Allen, the president, said, go to the ring and get our belt back. I followed orders. I got beat up. Nobody helped me. Hunter Payne says, don't be so emotional. Hunter Payne, that's bullshit. I have bled, I have sweat, and I have given you the best I have to offer for almost an entire calendar year, and you don't want me to be emotional? I need to reevaluate where I work and with whom I work when I am told to not be emotional. Maybe this is me being emotional, but I think you disrespected me. And I will fulfill my obligations to the best of my ability on January 29th. But come February, we're going to have a conversation about who's being emotional. You've got plenty of people that can do commentary in my place. You got plenty of people that can ring announce in my place. So we'll see who's emotional on the 29th. Yes.
Emotions make you cry sometimes.
Now, not that I couldn't listen. Come on back in, Rian. Not that I wouldn't want to listen to C-Red sing all day. If you want to see C-Red sing all day, just go and follow Sean Young on TikTok.
No, it's not Sean Young.
What is it?
What?
I found him. He's duetting with all these women. He's wearing no shirt. He's a beautiful human on TikTok.
I love it.
Hey, you don't know. So my future at SCW is now up in the air. A place where I thought I was part of the family has turned their back on me. Kind of like in Goodfellas. Now I got to turn my back on you. That's how I feel. I feel like Ray Liotta. That's how I feel.
And no, more like Joe Pesci.
Now, as we close out this episode of the Power Hour, I want to thank Rian Skills. Thank you for being a splendid special co-host. I would like to see you back here on a regular basis if we can work something out at some point, because you're just good to have around.
That's fair.
Travis-T, you're a delight. Despite our past, you do good work. I appreciate what you do. I enjoy your podcast. I enjoy your promotion. I enjoy what you do.
Yeah, well, Steve, and I'll be honest with you, even with our differences and my feelings towards you, I don't miss a Power Hour episode. I almost said Power Nap. Shit. I don't miss a Power Hour episode. I do catch them every single week. Like I said, you're very good at what you do, and I can understand why SCW wants you involved in their company.
They don't want me that bad.
No, but see, that's the thing, though, and I want to get to your emotions in a moment. But I get why they want you there, and I can look at it as a business aspect and everything. Again, it was pettiness. But I do like you. I do respect you. And I don't know, we could work more together. You know, I could bring you over to JFW. I'd be more than happy to come back here on Power Hour, do some commentating with you and stuff. But until you make a decision on whether you want to leave SCW or not, I would more look at getting the bottom of why you were kind of left out there by yourself. Because there had to be a choice made in that. I mean, don't get me wrong, if Hunter Payne was in that situation, he wouldn't be on his own. Creed, JPH. So I would try to figure out why you were left out there before deciding I'm walking away from SCW.
It's a fair
Because
point.
I know because you're an asset to SCW. You're a great commentator. They have commentating because of you, you know. And plus, I don't want to do it by myself. That'd be boring. No. And I don't really want to ring announce. Holy shit, ring announce. So you know, from my heart, I'm saying at least give it an opportunity to figure out why.
I appreciate
before
that, Travis.
Before you're like, you know what, how with this, I'm done.
There
and
might
honestly,
be something to what you say. There might be
like,
something.
Exactly. And honestly, like I said, could cost me my job, but Terry seems sketchy. I don't even know. I'm just saying, it just seems a lot of weird things have happened since I've seen him in SCW, and it even goes all the way back to him handing Hunter Payne that SCW Heavyweight Championship and that Battle Royal with Ivan. You know, it seems like there's always something happening whenever Terry's involved. And like I said, for him to send you out there to relinquish a title from Scott Spade, who we all know isn't really quite there all the time, doesn't make a lot of sense, especially with Terry not being there at the show. You know, he could have said, hey, Hunter, go out there with him to make sure nothing happens. You know, and a lot of those leaders too, like I said, Hunter Payne's the leader of that locker room. You know what? If they didn't go out there, was that a Hunter decision? Did he want to protect his boys in case something, you know, there's always, there's something going on that needs to be figured out. And that shouldn't jeopardize your future with a company like Southland Championship Wrestling.
Well, time will tell on that. Next week on this program, we will have my good friends, the Casting Couch. If you're unfamiliar with the Casting Couch, tune in next week because we will educate you all on that. And I was given this video earlier today, and I am going to play it right now. So I'll let you all feel how you feel about this.
Shut up, huh? When is it gonna get through your thick skull and just shut the hell up? You're making things worse for SCW. Hell, your old boss, Hunter Payne, told us shut up. He says you're too emotional. See, Red has been telling you for weeks to shut up, and you just don't listen. You were called a keyboard warrior and it set you off, Steve. See, reality hurts. Reality hurts, Steve. See, people like you, they run their mouth because they think someone is watching their back. But reality check, Steve, no one's watching your back. No one cares enough to do that. SCW, they don't care. They left you hanging. Jimmy Blaze took your eye. Scott Spade and the Mistress, they took your back. At this point in time, is there going to be anything left for the Bad Hombre Cartel to take? Do yourself a favor and just shut up, Steve. Be a commentator. Be the host of the Douchebag Hour. Go ahead and manage that John's Auto Shop. Steve, a little bit of advice. Just stay in your lane and shut up. And if you need someone to tell you that face to face, I'm more than happy to come on your show and tell you myself.
It sounds like a very aggressive request to be a guest.
Well, as I had said, the Casting Couch is our guest next week on the Power Hour. You know what? Fuck that. I'm going to move the Casting Couch to February 1st. I'm going to honor that request next week. Bad Hombre Cartel from POW. You want to come on the Douchebag Hour? I have a message for you. Amigo mío, ¿por qué no te vas a la mierda por el cuello con Jimmy Blaze's pene? Poser asshats. ¿Quieres venir a la Power Hour? Bien, la próxima semana. Hagamoroso. tamales homicidas.
Some of that, I know what you said. That ain't cool.
Let me
Not all of it,
for those
but
of you
that's-
that I know the hombres know what I said. Let me translate it for those of you that don't. My friend, why don't you go fuck yourself in the ass with Jimmy Blaze's penis, you poser asshats?
That's what I heard.
You want to come on the Power Hour? Fine. Next week, let's do this, you homicidal tamales. Next week on the Power Hour, the Bad Hombre Cartel. You want to come on here and you want to tell me to my face? Come on, tell me to my face. We'll see you next week. Thanks to Rion. Thanks to Travis-T. Thanks to C Red. We'll be right here next week on the Power Hour.
I'm not doing
Our first POW guests. That's cool. My last week in SCW seems like poetic justice to me. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening, and don't trust anybody.
I'm not coming. You're on your own. Listen, I'm not doing that. You have a good one. I refuse.